Hi, my name is Will, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about why we do it. We're going to talk about why we do it. Today, I'm talking about the meme of taking $5,000 worth of gear, throwing it in a $500 car, driving 50 miles away, right, for a $50 gig, right? That's a dumb meme that's going around. It's been around for a long time, but it's kind of true. And the idea is that you have a lot of expensive gear, a lot of stuff you really care about. You tone chase for years trying to find the thing that ignites you and fires you up. And then you finally get it, and it's expensive because of course it is. Couldn't be easy and be cheap, right? So you save up, you work hard, you buy this really nice gear. It inspires you. You're ready to hold on to it the rest of your life. Then you get a gig booked and you throw everything into your car that's got 285,000 miles on it. Toyotas run forever, baby. Come on, come on. You drive an hour away, 2 hours away, whatever it is, and then sometimes you make like 75 bucks. $100 a man. That's what we always try to get. Just something. Why do we do that? As musicians, or really any of the major arts, what is that driving thing that pushes us to say, hey, this isn't going to be cost effective. We know that we're not going to make our money back out of this at the end of the day. For most musicians, it's not about the money. So what could it be about? It's about shared experiences. Music is all about shared experiences. And I have a belief that music is a universal language. It doesn't matter what color your skin is, doesn't matter what country you're born in, what language you speak, if you speak no language at all. There is something. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, any stereotype. It doesn't matter. There is something universal about music that everybody can understand. I'm going to put a link in the description below of Bobby McFerrin, the Don't Worry, Be Happy guy. He did this 2.5 hour talk with a whole bunch of other neural brain scientist guys. That's not my world. It goes way over my head, but they're talking about neural pathways that music can kind of get into, and how everybody at a core base knows the pentatonic scale, 5 notes. And Bobby gets up. I'll just set this up. Bobby gets up and does a demonstration, and you just have to see it. It's unbelievable. It's a room full of incredibly smart people. I would venture to say most of them are not musicians, right? And this group activity that he does is fascinating. I don't want to spoil anything else. You can actually pause the video, and like I said, link is in the description below. Just go watch that because it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But there's something universal about music that is a common language that we all speak. And if you're lucky enough to get to find some people that you love, that you get to gig with and share that common language and get to communicate with one another without ever opening your mouth, there's just this thing that happens where it's like an out-of-body experience. You've got a great groove. I got chills literally just thinking about it. You've got a great groove, a funky bass line. And it's it could be just a simple 12-bar blues thing, right? Just a simple thing. And then the guitarist across the stage from you just does something. And you hear it and you go, oh man, how did he think of that? Where did he draw inspiration for that? And then 5, 6, 7 songs later, you come up in a similar situation and you're like, ooh, I could maybe try that. And you go for it and you fall on your face. I've done it 100 times. And it's hilarious. And the guy across the stage is looking at you like, yeah, man, go give it another shot. You know what the idea is, go get it. There's just something about communicating with people around you, around other people, on a stage, shared experience, that unless you're in some form of arts, you really aren't just going to get anywhere else. I truly believe that. I think that's why worship music is so powerful. There's something about music that makes you feel comfortable and vulnerable. And then when you have lyrics that are deep and meaningful, I think that can take you to a very special place. And then if you've got the ear for it, not in like a bragging way, but if you can listen to instrumental music, because I know a lot of people that can't, but if you can listen to instrumental music and kind of hear a melody on a guitar, like "'Cause We've Ended as Lovers," Jeff Beck, right? I can hear that, and I can hear that Jeff is trying to tell a story, and it's sad, and it's got some angst in it. It's a lot, right? He's telling this beautiful story. When it goes to that the D major section after the first part of the intro, it's like, you know, relationships aren't all bad. There's good and bad, and you ebb and flow through that. But he's telling that story as a guitar player through his instrument. And whatever your instrument, your voice, any stringed instrument, any non-stringed instrument, drums, if you're a theater actor, an on-stage actor, a movie actor, if you're an artist, I'll admit that it is usually hard for me to look at art for a long time and understand that same feeling and motivation that I would get from somebody writing a piece of music. But it's something that I'm working on. I would love to dive deeper into that and really dig into all of the arts. But when you're able to kind of tell a story with music, then you kind of get used to just hanging with your friends and telling stories. And it could be the same song you've played 100 times, and it doesn't matter. Because it's a new stage, it's a different stage, it's a different time of life. It's not the Friday night gig, this time it's a Saturday night gig, and you're just in a different place every day. You know, if we try to evolve 1% better every day, we try to do something to better ourselves every day. So you are different every time you approach a piece of music with your friends. And you get to tell a new story, a different story, and you get to share that experience of that story together. I will brag on this guy as long as I live. He's a guy that taught me how to really play guitar. His name's John Cook. I just did a gig with him on Saturday night. I get to gig with him multiple times a year. I love John. Monster guitar player, a great teacher, and one of the funniest guys you'll ever come across. I just love John. And we've probably officially had 4 or 5 guitar lessons over the last 15 years that were an hour or 2 long each. And that's really it. And then I have been having a conversation with him on stage 4 hours at a time for the last 10 years. Every time we get together, I learn something new. And we push each other, and we have a lot of fun going back and forth. Matter of fact, another link in the description below will be a performance we did in Chattanooga with Jimmy Hall. I think the song is called Ambitious. We get a little carried away cutting heads with each other and going back and forth. And it's just, it's an experience. And it means so much more, even when we're trying to we kind of pop out of the music thing and we try to not in a weird way ego each other, but it's like, hey, I'm going to play this lick, then you're going to play this lick. Let's ham it up and make it a show. This is the song we're going to really shred and burn. And no, we're not going to try to be real melodic on this one, right? We're going to go for it. I'll put a link to that in the description below. But you can see how, I watch it all the time just because I love learning stuff from John, but you can see that we're both smiling ear to ear while the other person is going. And it's more about that for both of us when we're on a stage together. And that is why we do it. That's why you go be in a cover band and you do crappy bar gigs 9 to 1, and you don't get home till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and you got there at 6 or 7 o'clock, and you loaded in for an hour and a half. You're sweaty, you're nasty. You change clothes, you do a 4-hour gig, you eat some food, right? You get some breaks, your feet are sore because you're standing the whole time. The sound isn't great because it's a bar typically, and you're doing the best that you can, and it's nobody at the bar's fault. Like, you're just trying to do the best that you can. You want to put on a good show for people. You want to be entertaining. Then you get done with the show, and you're spent. You start packing everything up, finally come home. You get to the house, and you just crash. And what you think about is not the notes you played, but the things that made you laugh. A little lick in a song that's not usually there that most people probably wouldn't catch, but we caught it. We heard our bass player just sneak that little run in, you know? You think about those shared experiences, and there's something wholesome and fulfilling about having that experience that you share with other people that you know and love and trust, and they become like family. Like this band, The Difference, with Dad, Joe, Cook, a guy named Andy. We've had a couple drummers, but Furman, who is in there, like that group of Kevin Seiler, that group of guys are family to me. They have helped my dad raise me on a musical level on a stage in front of sometimes 15 people. And, the biggest gig I ever got to do was 14,000 with my boy, Colton. Like, all of that are just shared experiences that tell a story. And that's why we do it. It doesn't matter about the money. It doesn't matter about the fame or accolades. If anybody knows my name, doesn't know my name, that's not why I'm doing this YouTube show. Like, it's just to share experiences with people, and to have an opportunity in a public forum where you get to do that is a legit honor. I want to leave you with this. I'll put another link in the description below the other two. A performance from that same venue. It's a song by Jimmy Hall. We're backing him, and it's called Critical Need. And we play this song almost every show, and I mean like almost every show. It's one of our favorites. It's pretty great. I don't know if you'll get Dad's intro, how he does it, but he talks about how he wants to, or he's like, hey, all of us pretty much have to wake up in the morning and play at church. We're not here to be famous or make money, because most musicians don't really make like living money off of gigging. It's like a hobby. He makes the joke, we don't do it for the girls because Dad has Mom, and he actually met Mom at a bar. She was a waitress, he was in the band. So that's kind of funny. And then he'll go into this bit about, we'll hit this nice little chord, a D7, and he'll say, the reason why we do this, the reason why we play music, the whole build up to this intro, this song, the reason why we do it, because we just have to have it. We can't live without it. It's our critical need. Then he'll count off 1, 2, 3, plop, and then we're into this nasty, funky tune. So I'll just put the link in the description below. You can go check that out. But that really sums it up. And it's really cool that we end almost every show with that song and that sentiment, because it's 100% true. It's having someone yell out to us, hey, what about this song? And us going, let's figure it out. Let's go for it. Let's see if we can pull it off. And it's us going over minute details to make sure that songs are as tight as they can be. Not because someone's going to see us someday and we're going to get a better paying gig or something. I mean, if that happens, cool, but that's not the reason why we do it. The reason why we do it is because those shared experiences, that time together, that community, that conversation that we have on stage, song to song, it's something that we crave. And we only can get that when we engage in that kind of activity. We've got to have it. We can't live without it. It's our critical need.